This video is not just for freshmen. Everyone who's currently in college needs to watch this. Listen to what I have to say because it's not just about classes.
Yeah! Yep, that's me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ken's here, and today is probably going to be one of my favorite videos I've ever filmed. I love talking about this kind of stuff. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you're old, welcome back. So it's back to school season. Everyone's posting their back to school videos, and since I'm not going back to school this year because I'm taking a gap year before going to grad school, I decided to make a college advice video and talk about everything I learned in college. After reflecting on these 4 years, I made a list. I'm just gonna share it with you. This video is not just for freshmen. Everyone who's currently in college needs to watch this. Listen to what I have to say because it's not just about classes. So I hope you enjoy this video. And yeah, let's get started. The first thing that I want to talk about is literally just breathe. College is the scariest but most exciting thing that will ever happen to you in your younger years, at least. I know it's overwhelming. You go into college around like 18, 19 years old, sometimes 17, depending on your birthday, where it falls. And like, you're expected to know exactly what you want to do for the rest of your life. And it changes as you keep moving forward and like finding other majors, finding other passions. You might lose what you wanted to originally do coming into college. You might not know what you want to do going into college, and you decide to still go anyways just to get your gen eds done. I don't know, I feel like people our age put so much pressure on themselves to have their whole life together. And like, you're literally 18, bro. Calm down. Or you're 22 and you still have no idea. It's okay. Just breathe. Like, it's okay to fail. Like, you're gonna learn from that failure. So that's the first thing. I have to like just get that out. The second thing, this one's more generic, but I was a commuter and it sucked because the school that I went to was literally in the town I grew up in. So like, I felt like everyone else that I grew up with as a kid, like they went away for school, they had like the whole college dorm experience. I never got that. I literally like stayed in my room. And so I didn't want to get into this funk, and I told myself this freshman year, I was like, listen, even though I'm not going away and I'm stuck at home, so it's not like I'm doing everything myself, I still want to be able to get some sort of experience from this. So because of that, I had no desire to run. Literally after high school, I was so done with running. I was just like, I don't like this. I only did it to put it on my college applications and stuff. And here I am showing up at orientation, and then I decided to join the track team. And like, as much as I hated running, that was probably one of my favorite things and probably the best thing I ever did. I wouldn't be friends with the people that I am now if I didn't do that. Not just that, like if you can't be on a sports team because your sports team's D1 and you need to be recruited or whatever, like that's fine too. Just join clubs that you're interested in. If you ski, I'm sure there's a ski club at your school. There has to be. If not, you can start it. So there's gonna be something for you, even if it's just a freaking math club or just like something that's run by your professor. I don't know, whether it's an internship, like just do it, because you'll meet people and you can network there, and they know people, so they can actually help you with your career or like something that you're really passionate about that you always wanted to start. My third thing, which is another like simple one, is not procrastinating. But hear me out, okay? I worked 40-hour weeks throughout college while being on a sports team, also in a sorority, and a full-time student that was like taking between 18 to 22 credits each semester because I was pre-med. There were times where like it was absolutely impossible to like not procrastinate and like delay assignments and stuff, and I get that, but like if you have the chance to get it out of the way, do it, because your future self will thank you later. There's gonna be times where like you can't and you need to actually wait, so you do all the stuff that you need to do throughout the day and then like stay up at 2 a.m. and then start your homework then, which is fine, but like don't make it a habit, because I lost myself a couple times throughout those 4 years like doing that, and it's not a good mental place. The fourth one that I have to say is be okay with being alone. Not just like relationships wise, friendships wise as well. Like you're gonna be in a very social environment where like you go to the dining hall, people are sitting with people and they're talking to each other. You're gonna be in the library, there's gonna be groups working on assignments, and you're gonna be sitting there by yourself. Like just be okay with doing things on your own, because it's honestly kind of peaceful. There's times where like my friends couldn't meet up because they're in class and I wanted to like just hang out with them. Instead, I'd go on a drive, or like I'd go on a nature walk, I'd read a book, I would work on assignments by myself, like get it out of the way. Be okay with like doing things by yourself, because it makes you more independent, and like you don't have to rely on anyone for your happiness, you know what I mean? I've lost myself a couple of times like trying to spend time with like friends or like people I was with, or like people who I was talking to at the time. People could come into your life and show you happiness, like for that moment. You yourself is what provides the happiness, so like be okay with doing things on your own. Don't rely on anyone. That leads me into my next one. Make time for yourself. Not just, I'm gonna study in the library by myself. Mentally, make time for yourself. Do things that you love and no one else does. Listen to your favorite artist that no one listens to. Go on a bike ride. Film a YouTube video if none of your friends do YouTube. Do things for yourself, whether it's like 30 minutes a day. Make sure you have that space, because sometimes like you get overwhelmed with doing things for other people and then you're not happy. So like that's the one thing that I would like for everyone who's in college to take from this video, is make time for yourself. And it's scary, like just doing things on your own. You see everyone like, oh my god, like this person's like in this country right now, this person has this internship, and it gets very intimidating because you see all these people like posting their highlights. You stress yourself out with telling yourself you're not doing enough with anything. Like you are exactly where you need to be. So just make time for yourself and enjoy what you're doing. And if you don't like what you're doing, change it. The next thing that I have to say is choose your friends wisely. I don't know where I saw this, but it was talking about the 5 people, like the 5 closest people in your life. Like the 5 closest people are like a reflection of you, and it's so true. If you get involved in the wrong crowd, always around people who are like constantly tearing each other down, you're gonna turn into them, and you don't need that. Right now you're going to school, you're learning and you're studying what you want to do, figuring out who you are as a person. Make sure your friends reflect that on you. Make sure you pick people that you are proud to say that you're friends with, because they are a certain version of you, if that makes sense. Do what you will with that information. The 7th thing that I have to say is network. It's so scary emailing professors. It gives me so much anxiety. I'm not gonna lie, I would procrastinate. Sometimes I'd have my friends write their emails because I'd be too scared to stick up for myself and like ask a question. But honestly, I waited until my senior year of college to actually really start doing that on a daily basis. And it's okay to ask for help. Like, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to sound stupid, because like someone else in the room probably doesn't know that either. Or like even if you're too scared to like ask in front of everyone, go to the professor afterwards. Some professors want to help you. Most of them do. They should, because that's their job. Some of them are a little sassy and mean, but the majority of them do want to help you, and they do care about your success. They want you to get an A. So like, don't be afraid to ask for help. And if you're too scared to talk to a professor, find the people in your class that are geniuses. You know who they are. They're the ones who are always participating and asking the stupid questions, because they actually care. My freshman year of college, I tested out of taking algebra for bio, but I didn't want to go right into calc because I was terrible at pre-calc in high school. So they ended up putting me in a pre-calc class, because they wouldn't let me take algebra because it would be too easy for me, which pissed me off. But I ended up getting put in this pre-calc class, and there was a girl there who was older, and she knew what she was doing, and there was like certain sections where I was like struggling because I can't do math for my life. Like, I don't know how I tested out algebra, but I did. And I just like started a convo with her, and we were like talking. She ended up becoming my tutor, and she was there on the pre-med track, just like retaking some classes and stuff just to make her GPA stronger. She's now in school, and I still talk to her every now and then. I'm not like as close with her, but like she helped me throughout all 4 years of college because she got A's in the classes that I was struggling with. You never know who's gonna be in your classes, so just don't be afraid to like talk to people or put yourself out there. As intimidating as it sounds, if you fail or like it doesn't work out, it wasn't meant for you. Something else will happen. Like someone else will come in and like help you, and like everything will be okay. But like just keep networking yourself, like whether it's like to people like your classmates, your professors, like I'm sure most of them do research in what you're interested in. They can help you align with jobs and internships. Like there's, your advisors are there. They're literally there and getting paid to help you. Like use that. Use a tutoring center if you're struggling. The 8th one. This one is super simple, but like really effective. You're gonna go through times in college where you're gonna question whether or not like this is the right path for you. You're gonna question, is all the stress and all this like worth it? Do I even like this major anymore? You're gonna have those phases, especially when it gets to like the harder classes like in your major. Mind you, every major is very hard, just in different ways. Like I was a STEM major, so I had to study. And I'm not like the smartest person in the world, which is why I had to spend so much time studying, because it took me longer for me to understand concepts than other people who are just like naturally like, gifted like that. And it pissed me off. Oh my god. But like we did it. We got my degree, so like it's fine. But if something isn't working And no matter what you're doing, like if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and it's still not working, that's because you're not changing. There is no change if there's no change. Like if you want a certain outcome and what you've been doing to get that outcome isn't working, it's because that's not the way to do it. Like there's always another way and you need to change that in order to get that. If you want to make a difference in whatever field you're in, you have to be comfortable with doing stuff that the normal person isn't doing. If you want to invent something or create something new, you have to be okay with doing something that no one else is doing, and everyone's gonna call you crazy. You're absolutely insane for that, like what the heck, but do it anyways, because if you fail, that's a lesson. At least there's gonna be a change and there's gonna be a difference from that. You're now gonna be a newer version of yourself you wouldn't have become if you didn't take that risk. You know what I mean? There is no change if there's no change. That's something so simple, but like y'all need to be reminded of that. You don't want to be that person that regrets doing something at 20 years old when you could have changed it right then and there and be happy for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? Number 9 is another simple one. Go to class. Mind you, I have skipped classes before. Sometimes I skip classes to study for another class. I've done that too. But if you can, there's exceptions to that. Like I support like missing a class or two. Sometimes you need a day to yourself. Sometimes the world is crazy and it's not stopping and you just need a rest and you're really burnt out, and that's okay. If you're constantly not going to class, you're paying for this. Remember that. So just remind yourself, you're paying for those grades. Pain is temporary, GPA is forever. Remember that. A lot of professors like make announcements there, or if you're not going to class and you haven't, like if you need a day, make sure you have a friend in a class or talk to someone in the class and ask what you're missing that day. And the last thing I would like to say is probably my favorite, and it has nothing to do with school itself, but like you are young. You are between the ages of 18 to 22. Some people might be older going back to school, that's fine too. But like you're never gonna be this young again. And as crazy as it sounds, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, treat yourself these 4 years. Take care of yourself these 4 years. Go to that expensive trip that you've always wanted. You're never gonna be this young again, and you're gonna have like really cool stories to tell all your kids when you're like in your 50s and be like, yeah, when I was 21 I went to Hawaii. Like randomly, I just bought a plane ticket and I went and it was fun. I booked a trip with my best friend Lexi. I think it was my junior year going to my senior year. We went hiking for like 3 days and oh my god, it was probably one of my favorite experiences that I can look back at college. It is so fun. Like just do it. You're never gonna be this young again. Don't be afraid to mess up. I think that was probably the biggest lesson I learned, because I was so scared of like doing the wrong thing or like saying the wrong thing, studying wrong, like just I was just so scared in general these 4 years that like it prevented me from like doing stuff and learning from that experience. I put so much pressure on myself with like everything that I did, whether it was track, grades, friendships, relationships, like any of that. Like I was just so scared to mess up, and it's okay, y'all are human, so we're gonna mess up no matter what. So don't be afraid. And if you do mess up, it's fine, because you're just gonna learn from it and you won't make that mistake again. You know what I mean? But if you know it's gonna lead to a bad outcome, then don't do it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying like don't be afraid to like take risks. And I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I will see you next time. And yeah, have a wonderful day.